Divine Connection Marketing is a 500 Fortune company that can always connect you to the right connection. Check them out.
Businesses all across the planet are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passion, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections magazine.
Great day, everyone, and a welcome to Divine Connections Show. We are here to make it happen, but first we want to go to our sponsors, so hold tight as we go to our sponsors.
You know there's $850 billion available in grants to help your business or nonprofit. Have you applied? Let Imperial Management Group give you a fighting chance in this highly competitive market. IMG specializes in developing award-winning proposals and obtaining grants from government, foundations, and corporations. We can even help you get funding for COVID relief. Could you use $50,000 in free funding? Go to our website and book a consultation right now. We know where the money is.
Well, great day, everyone. Welcome. I am your CEO of Divine Connections, Deloris Williams. We are excited that you are here today. We have a lot of great information to share with you. So let's talk about what Divine Connection is. It's a magazine that is faith-based and inspirational, and it comes out quarterly in print as well as online. We connect with different businesses, entrepreneurs, gospel artists, praise dance, moms, vendors, pastors, authors, anyone that's doing something great in the community. And you will have the opportunity right now to get in the next issue. We have about 10 more days before that opportunity ends. So if you would like to advertise your business or your ministry in Divine Connections magazine, make sure you can connect with me. Have two opportunities: half-page ads and full-page ads, and the ads runs for 3 months. So if you're interested in more detail about that, text 336-338-8903 or email me at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. Also, we do 2 events a year where we bring in choirs, praise dance, moms, vendors, and we network and worship together. This year, we celebrated women. So we had women speakers. And next year, the end of March, we're going to celebrate men. So we're going to see a lot of men coming to the forefront, a lot of businesses, ministries, organizations. We're going to take the time to celebrate men. So I'm excited about that. So we have an event coming up October 15th. That's going to be at Mebane Art Center in Mebane, North Carolina. And we're going to have praise dance groups, mime groups, liturgic groups, as well as vendors and youth vendors. So if you're in the North Carolina area or surrounding area, or you want to travel this way, we'd love to see you. And if you want to participate, I have a couple more spots of mime and liturgic groups available and youth vendors available. So if you're interested, text 336-338-8903 or send me an email. And then also on Wednesdays, we do interviews between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. which we share with the audience who you are and what you do and contact information if they want to connect with you. And then also what's coming up next is Divine Connections app. So we will have an app that will provide services and solutions that you need, and you can go right to your phone and make connections there. So I'm excited about what God is doing and what things are coming up. All right. And so let's get into it. So how do you stay connected with Divine Connection? Go to our website and join our email list. That way you'll stay updated and with the news and interviews and events that's going on. It's divineconnectionsmagazine.com. And then our Facebook page is Divine Connections Marketing. So make sure you go and like that page as well. We are also on Instagram at Divine Connections. That's one word. And you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the notification button. And that is at The Divine Connections. Okay. So those are the ways that you can connect with us and see what is going on. Next, if you have not got your copy of Divine Connections magazine, it is here. You simply go to the website below. It's only $12. And these are resources and connections in this magazine where we are making it happen and we are connecting with different resources. People have products and services and resources, and they're all in Divine Connections magazine. Okay. All right. So we have hard copy as well as digital copy as well. So just go and choose the option that you like. If you choose hard copy, there is an option to change the quantity so you can get more than one and share with your family and friends in your community. Next on our agenda is sponsorship. So again, on Wednesdays between the hours of 3 p.m. and 6 p.m., we have our interview. So if you like to be a sponsor and you have a 30-second commercial already done, we will love to share that in the broadcast, and we can have that on before or after the interview so people can know who you are and what you do. So that's a 3-month agreement for $150. So if you are interested in being a sponsor on this show, we will love for you to be a part. Also, now, if you need a 30-second or a 60-second commercial for your business, we also have that opportunity available for you to create. We will create a 30-second or a 60-second commercial for your business, your ministry, your book, your gospel group, or your event. So if you are interested, please let us know. I am grateful and blessed to have written my second book, what is called The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. And I talk about the strategies on how I have accomplished my goals with my personal life as well as my business. So if you want to know how I do what I do, check out my book. It's called The Key Connector, How to Build an Empire Helping People. It is on Amazon, or you can check out the link below, and I will send a copy, a signed copy to you as well. Next on our agenda, we also have journals. We all have stories and testimonies and goals that we desire to meet and do, so we can journal together. It's called Making It Happen, and you are a Divine Connections because you are. And so if you would like to get a copy of the journal, we can journal together. And at the end of the year, we can look back at what God has brought us through. So it is called Making It Happen. You are a Divine Connection. All right. So you want to make sure you get a copy of that as well. And last but not least, I am excited that our store is now available. You can go to our store. We have shirts, we have hoodies, we have pillows, we have duffel bags, any of those items, and best dad ever apparel as well. So if you would love to shop, we would love for you to connect with us and go to bit.ly/Divine Connections Store and click on all, shop all, so you can see what is available, all of the products that are available, and shop from there. Okay. I would love for you to do that. And so I am grateful for the opportunity of everything that God has allowed us. And I didn't bring my award up here, but I also won the Rhythm of Gospel Award from Miami, Florida. So thank you guys for your votes. I'm grateful for that. And so that is all for our Divine Connection news today. And I am excited because we have a special guest in the house. Mr. Ray is in the house. So we're going to bring him on in and check out and tell you a little bit about who he is and what he does. Great day. Welcome. How are you? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It might be. It might be because somebody called in. If somebody call in or text, sometimes it shifts off the volume. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can get it back on. Hold on, y'all. You might have to go back out and come back in. Can you do that? No, so sign out and then sign back in. Or turn your volume up. Did you have your volume all the way up? Okay. Yeah, right. So sign out and sign back in. So you guys hold tight while he does that. And we will go to a commercial. So hold tight. Awesome. All right. Let's see if we can bring him on in.
You have me?
I got you now. Okay. Awesome. 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 Well, welcome, Mr. Ray. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
Doing well. Doing well. Glad to have you on. So tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Well, I'm just a little city country guy from Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
I produce a lot of music in the music industry. A lot of quartet, a lot of the quartet artists that you probably hear or know. I've had my hands in their records. I have also I'm celebrating 28 years
Yay.
in producing and recording Remarkable Music. That's a
Awesome.
location in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. So God has been blessing us on this end, and
Yeah.
I'm just thankful to still be able to do it and to
Mm-hmm.
do it with excellence. So
That's right. That's
so
right.
that's a little of who I am. That's the short version of the story.
Okay. Okay. So tell us how you got started. What was your interest? Or what happened for you to get started in this industry?
Well, I always had a passion to own my own recording studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been established since 1994. So and before then I was always a studio musician recording on people's records, working for a studio. So and we would always go to the studio, and a lot of people that I knew back then before everything went digital,
Mm-hmm.
there were, most studios were charging by the hour.
Mm.
Um, and a lot of my friends, they always would be strict and say, hey, I'm not going to spend all my money with you in the studio working on whatever. So, time is money and money is time.
That part.
So, so I would always, be real attentive to that, because a lot of people would come in the studio and they would run out of money and not be able to get their records done the way they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
So with me, being in it and being influenced by studio work, I've always just said, God, if you ever give me the ability to have my own, I
Mm-hmm.
definitely would love to be a blessing to the industry and to be a blessing to people that has a heart for, music and have a heart for you. So, so here we are, 1994. I recorded my first record on a 4-track, and from there, the rest is history. So that's been my passion, and
Mm-hmm.
even with having a state of the art recording facility, I've always wanted to be able to be a blessing to artists and help them establish their career. And I know most of the time, artists feel like it's, once they get a group and get an organization, then they have to run to the studio to do a record. So with me, I just always wanted to be a part of that process, but
Yeah.
be able to give them a great record.
Awesome. 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 So you do the whole production. You lay down the music. Tell us what your whole process is.
My whole process is I do all the music most of the time. In my earlier years, I used to do all of the music.
Okay.
Now, since I'm much older, I just kind of like like other people's hands in it to give things a different flavor and just give it a different direction. And I just kind of drive the car. With that, I sometimes write songs, arrange their songs, compose their songs. But overall, I just make sure that it's done right from start to finish. And by me having a studio and being a producer, back in the day, most of the time you pay the engineer to just engineer the session. They're going to do just that. They're not going to tell you, does it sound bad or what sounds good. To them, it's going to sound good, So in what I do, I make sure that it's going to sound right. It's going to be mixed right. It's going to be, it's like baking a cake. I'm going to make sure that the ingredients are in there so that at the end, all we have to do is put the icing on the cake and just go from there. So it's right here. It's a non-stop situation. It's everything is right here, from start to finish.
Awesome. So then you also have parts in marketing once it's finished, or you just produce?
Well, that's a good question. I definitely have my own label, which is Ray Braswell Music as well. And also I'm a chip off the old block from Malico Records. So a lot of artists that's on Malico, they have been birthed from here. I've done their records such as the Alabama Girls, a lot of the legend groups, the Brooklyn All Stars, the Sensational Nightingales, Luther Barnes and the Sunset Jubilaires, Luther Barnes and Restoration Choir, the Gospel Legends, Roaring Revelation. There's been so many. I tell my kids all the time, you all have to work on Daddy's resume. So because I can't remember all of these groups that I've worked with, and there's been a lot of artists, a lot of good local artists that I've been a part of. So God is just awesome, just to be able to be a part of a lot of people's legacy in their careers.
Love it, love it. What has been one or two people or projects that you've worked on that stood out to you?
I will say Luther Barnes, because he's just an awesome writer. He's an awesome singer, and he's an awesome person. And I mentioned him because even though he's older now, it's a lot of things that I've learned from him just being in the studio. He has his way of doing things and very unique way that a lot of the up and coming producers would be like, why are you doing that? Or why is it taking you so long? But it's just knowing how he operates, how he thinks, and just that all of that wisdom that he has and just putting records together and even writing songs just makes it even much more interesting to work with. And I also had a great experience working with some of the older artists such as the Nightingales and the Brooklyn All Stars, because they have been recording for so long, even before I was born. But just to see in today's world of music and recording, to just see how they are in the studio, it's just so incredible. So it's just amazing to see how they work in the studio, what they listen for, how they approach certain things, and it's just amazing to me to just see how they are in the studio.
So what's the difference from once you started back in the day up until now? What big difference have you seen?
Well, I will say one of the biggest things that I'll say one of the worst things that ever could have happened in the world of recording is when they made it affordable. Because most people, they get a laptop and a computer and a microphone. They go in their room with the keyboard. They say they have a studio, but they don't really understand the art of recording, and even producing music. Even musicians, they can play well, but just because you can play well, it doesn't take a lot of music to make a hit record. And just technology itself with just recording, is so much more easier now than recording on analog machines such as reel-to-reels and you know, and tape machines. And I mean, I've been there when a tape have popped and you have to go and get Scotch tape to splice it back together and stuff. I've experienced all of that. And even with recording, if you mess up, everybody have to start over and stuff. So with now, you can just go in and copy and paste stuff, you know. So technology is so much different now, but it's I appreciate the world and the era that I came up in, because you know, having that ear and just knowing, hey, when you don't have a computer, this is how you have to do it. You know, so even being a musician, most of the time it's not you can go back and just start right here and finish the end. Most of the time it's like, hey, when you mess up, like I said earlier, when you mess up, you have to start all the way back over. So you know, so it's awesome to see the transition, but I appreciate the past, because now it makes everything a piece of cake, and just that knowledge from there is just awesome to apply the way things are now with the recording world.
Right. So what's the average time? And I know it probably varies from start to finish on a project, and about maybe how many projects have you done?
Oh, wow. Well, I'll start with your first question.
Okay.
You know, with the time frame to do a great record, I've did a whole record in 3 days.
Okay.
Which we had to work. We worked from sun up to sundown. It was challenging, but we came up with some great music. But on an average, I like to take at least about a month on a great record. But here again, it's all according to the artist and workflow. And now my motto now is what myself and Paul Porter says, that there's no time limit on a great record. You know, so if you know you have a gold mine or a masterpiece, take your time and getting it done right, because you know, you definitely want your presentation to be the best that it can be. But to your second question, I've stopped counting how many records that I've done, because it's just so many artists. And once I get the naming names, and you know, I feel bad because, you know, sometimes as I go and travel, a lot of people say, hey, you remember we did that record, and you know, so and so and so, and I'm like, yeah. You know, and when I sit and think, it's like, you know, really, I remember that record. So, and, you know, and sometimes it makes me feel like, you know, Braswell, you're like getting old, you know, to be able to do as many records you know, have you done. So, but you know, again, I that list just goes, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, and I can't remember all, but I've done quite a few.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything that you can share maybe with the audience if they're interested in the gospel field or making a record? Any suggestions?
Yes. I always tell people that it doesn't necessarily have to be me. But you know, there are a lot of great producers out here and great studios. And I always encourage people to do your research. You know, because you know, you want to definitely make sure that you're just not getting anybody, but you're getting somebody that fits you and fits what you're trying to do, that could give you and bring out your style. A lot of people say, well, I know what I want and I know how I want it. You know, that's okay. But get a producer that can pull out the things in you that you don't even know that you have.
That's good.
You know, that they could pull out the best in you, and your presentation will be just as good to sit on the same shelf as anybody else, or Kirk Franklin or anybody, you know, that's out there doing it full time. So I always tell people to do your research, you know, and not only do your research, but pray about it. You know, if you talk to a producer, you know, get to know who they are, and hopefully pray that they get to know who you are, so that you can make sure that the connection is there, and being able to work and your workflow will be comfortable to the point that he's comfortable and he or she is comfortable, or you know, you are comfortable as an artist. You know, when I do a record, I try to make everybody feel comfortable when they walk through the door. It's not all about being picky, because at the end of the day, the studio is a place where you should mess up at because we can get it right.
That's right.
So I like for people to be comfortable. I like for them to not be uptight to get this done, but at the end of the day, they can be who they are, but they'll feel comfortable with doing it. And once you leave, you feel good about what you've done.
That's right.
So I always encourage people to do your research, and look at their resume, look at things that they have done, and make sure that you pray about it so that you can choose. God can lead you in the right direction with the producer.
That's right. That's right. So if somebody's interested in connecting with you, how can they connect with you?
Well, I do have a website which I forgot to give you that information, but it's very easily. It's www.raymarkablemusic.net. But however, I do have an email address. It's raymarkablestudio.llc@gmail.com, and my office number is 252-200-4865. And then some people, they like to utilize Facebook and Messenger or whatever, or Instagram. So you can catch me anywhere on there at Ray Braswell Jr. And I'm, you can reach me. I'm not one of those people you got to hold for line 2 or my assistant get to you. If you call me or if you hit me up on Facebook, I'm going to answer. And we can just go from there to see how we can make dreams come true and start your careers off in the right direction.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So end us with some words of encouragement.
Okay, well, I will say one of my main scriptures in the Bible is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's what I live by, and I tell you, whatever you have a desire to do and a passion to do, don't feel like you can't do it. Just put your mind to it, stay focused, pray about it, and ask God to lead you in the right direction, and understand when he give it to you that that's your assignment. No matter how tall the mountains are and the bumps in the road come, just know that this is your assignment that you must follow out and carry out. So with that, stay focused, stay prayed up, and even connect with somebody that does it, that has a heart for it and a passion for it, because that can become having a passion for you. One of the biggest things that God showed me and told me that, the knowledge that I give you, that's the knowledge that I've given you, but allow it to turn into wisdom by telling someone else. So with that, I have no secrets, because all of what I have, it comes from him. And I thank God for it. And but I just like to see people win. So look, I tell you, whatever your desire is, do it, whether it's music or whether it's preaching or whether it's sweeping the floors or whatever. Stay focused, because the sky's the limit to what you can have. So hey, let it be. Stay focused and stay true to your passion.
All right, sorry about that little glitch in the internet. The sky is the limit. You were saying the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit to what you can have.
That's right.
And you never know how far you can go until you go.
That's right.
Partner with somebody that does it, research them, connect with them, build a relation with them, build a relationship with them to the point that that you have somebody that could guide you along, and give you the do's and the don'ts of whatever you're interested in. But stay focused and pray, and put God first, most of all.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on today and being our guest. I really appreciate you and what you do and the spirit of which you do it in. So make sure you guys stay connected with Mr. Ray. If you need him, reach out to him. And thank you for being my guest on today. I'm going to go to our sponsors. So Mr. Ray, you hold on. And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and share and comment this broadcast and share it with others. I am Deloris Williams, your CEO of Divine Connections Magazine. Make sure you stay connected to the number one divine connector, which is Jesus Christ. Hold tight.
Hey, we've got exciting news from Divine Connections Marketing Services. Now you can create your own custom video commercial for your business or organization. It's time for you to win. Your product or service is someone's solution, so get the attention of your potential customers now. Choose from a 30 or 60-second commercial today. Just email us at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com and we can get started. Connect today and let's get started making your custom video commercial now.
Divine Connections Magazine. Get major exposure for your business. Is someone looking for your service? Do you need networking? Are you a gospel artist or a ministry? Do you have a major event that you want to promote? Divine Connections Magazine has the solution for you. We can distribute to residents, businesses, churches, and online. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your marketing locally and around the world. Find out more about us at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. Get your spot in the next issue of Divine Connections Magazine by emailing us for details at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at Divine Connections Marketing. Follow us on Instagram at Divine Connections.
Let's get it started now.